Hello and welcome to the first lesson of Module 5, which is the last module of Realty Ready. In this lesson, we will discuss about agent duties and we will cover the following. The world of selling real estate, it's business, not hobby, the sales machine, leads and listings, relationships are gold, and you're a brand. There are many different players in the real estate industry: property managers, builders, banks, and government agencies, to say nothing of buyers, sellers, and renters. Nevertheless, the real movers and shakers are the intermediaries, the people constantly moving between and communicating with those players, and that is agents. The real estate agent is the workhorse of the industry. He is a salesman one moment, a buyer's advocate the next. He is an analyst, a consultant, a negotiator, and a marketer. He occasionally performs the services of an appraiser, a clerk, and a loan officer. He accommodates his clients on nights and weekends and often works well beyond 40 hours a week. Basically, a real estate agent does a little of everything. For that, a modest real estate commission is paid, provided, of course, that the deal is closed. It's no wonder then that so many agents cycle in and out of the industry. It's also no wonder that the demand for their services remains high even in a slow market. Overwhelmed? Don't be. We are here to tell you everything you need to know about the challenges and essentials of being a real estate agent, as well as important tips to help you get off to a strong start. That's why you're here following this program to be realty ready in no time. You have to remember that real estate is business, not a hobby. Some seem to think of becoming a real estate agent like taking up a hobby, something to occupy your downtime and earn you quick cash at the same time. With a hobby, you are allowed to be careless because you don't have anything to lose. Neglect your herb garden for a few days? No big deal. Don't play your guitar for a month? It will be still there when your fingers get the itch. Real estate, on the other hand, is a business. It's about money, and as the market has shown in the last few years, when you get careless in real estate, you stand to lose a lot of it. As an agent, you are like an independent contractor, which means it's up to you to manage your own business. Finally, hobbies are personal, while real estate is professional. Typically, only the people with whom you choose to share your hobbies know about them, which means they don't have a huge impact on your public image. But since your conduct as a real estate agent takes place in a professional world, it has much a longer paper trail. Pretty much anyone can find about it. Fail to satisfy client, and you're telling them and everyone they know that you're unreliable, which can have serious impact on other areas of your life. None of this means you shouldn't enjoy working as a realtor. On the contrary, you are not likely to be successful if you don't. No matter what business you are in, selling is hard. As a real estate agent, however, the challenge is even greater because repeat customers are few and far in between. Homes, after all, are not electronics or fashion items. Now let's talk about the sales machine, leads and listings. So how do you grow your business when demand for your services is limited and the competition is huge? By working both sides of the real estate equation, buyers and sellers. This usually means you're a matchmaker, connecting buyers with properties. You could also be an advocate, helping them browse someone else's listings. In either case, the arrangement is basically the same. Agents use their expertise to ensure that buyers and sellers don't get cheated. And instead of selling a property, you're selling your expertise. So which is more important, leads or listings? Well, that depends. But regardless of the figures, it's crucial to keep a close eye on both. In a saturated market and a changing industry, the best path to success for an agent is to be adaptable and willing to work with sellers and buyers. Relationships are gold. To understand how to maximize your relationships as a real estate agent, start by asking the basic questions. Who do you know and who knows you? The answers will go far in revealing the exact of your sphere of influence, the collection of people for whom you and your business have weight. The greater your sphere of influence, the more of a magnet you become for prospects, and the better your chances of turning them into customers. The cliche goes that real estate is all about location, location, location. This isn't just about inventory, it's about involvement. To maximize your business, you need to participate in your community, get exposure in the flesh, and make sure people know what you do. Knowing and being known by as many people as possible is crucial, especially when there aren't a lot of prospects to go around. But while quantity is good, quality is even better. Your reputation in your community greatly influences your trade. People obviously want to work with agents they trust. The most sustainable business model is one in which your transactions with others are always mutually beneficial. Real estate is about making money, but focus too much on your profit and you'll find you have fewer and fewer customers looking to hand theirs over. Finally, once you have established your relationships, it's important to keep them up, whether or not they're making you money right now. Follow up with recent customers to see how they're settling in. Distribute an email newsletter to all your clients. Send personalized notes and birthday cards. Use social media and maintain a presence online. If you feel like you haven't spoken to an old customer in a while, send a message to ask how they're doing. The gesture only takes a minute or two, and it can pay huge dividends in the long run. Remember, each contact you make has a value, and each customer has a lifetime value. You are a brand. It's often said that as a salesman, you are not just selling your product, you're selling yourself. That's why, as a real estate agent, it's important to develop a personality. We are not saying you don't have one, we are just suggesting that you lean into it. Whether you're a pet lover, a motorcycle enthusiast, a foodie, or an online gamer, don't hide your personality, embrace it. You're in real estate, so be real. Your personality fosters relationships, which builds your reputation, which generates leads. Enthusiasm is difficult to fake, so if something you say or do doesn't ring true to you, people will pick up on it. You're better off finding opportunities to broadcast yourself to people with whom you have common ground. As far as those opportunities go, some say it's better to keep politics and religion out of business, and in many cases those people are right. But politics and religion build strong communities, and sometimes getting involved can have huge benefits. Finally, we are talking about work here, so it's important to see personality in a professional context. In general, moderation and a sense of boundaries are key to success. Come on too strong or get too personal in your dealings with clients, and you may end up alienating more people than you connect with. Instead, let customers be the ones to open up to you, and they will often be happier for it. After all, many people enjoy talking about themselves more than anything else. That was all for this lesson. See you in the next one.